He's being called the greatest TV detective of all time. Yeah? No shit, Sherlock. It's the brilliant Benedict Cumberbatch!
Very nice.
Would you like a drink, Benedict?
Oh, hell yeah.
You like vodka and tonic,
I
don't
love
you?
vodka and tonic.
Is that all right? Do you want a voddy?
I'd love a voddy.
Do you want a double or a short?
That's lovely. Well, whatever that is looks very good. If I slur my words by the end of the interview, you'll know why.
No, I can't drink too much because I'm driving. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, love. Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Now, I've got to talk about your name.
Yes.
Benedict Cumberbatch. It's the kind of thing the police ask you to say when they think you're drunk.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Cumberbatch, Benedict Cumberbatch.
It sounds a bit like a fart in a bath. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to say first thing on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
It really is.
It must have been a bully's dream at school. I bet.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, it was Bender, cum face, but...
Shall I get to the best one? Shall I tell you the best one?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, it's got to be Bender in it, isn't it?
Bendy dick, come on my baps.
Oh, no.
Mum, if you're watching, I'm very sorry.
Oh. Teachers can be so
Nick
cruel.
Luck. You know Nick Luck? Do you know who it was, though? Actually, it was Nick Luck, the racing presenter on Channel 4. So there you go, Nick. That's my revenge.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very inventive, very inventive. So
yeah.
I think that's probably the best. I mean, you get Cumberbatch when you're about 4.
Yeah,
and then it graduates from there, you know.
Yeah. And you went to school, did you go Eton?
No, the other place.
Harrow.
Hogwarts, that's right, yes.
Oh, right. What was that like? Because you hear like...
It was like Hogwarts.
All...
There were floating candles and wizards. No,
my God.
It's very weird. It is a weird school. It was a very privileged, very amazing place to go, but... not quite Tom Brown school days, not loads of whipping and all that sort of nonsense.
And you have to wear the boater hat and everything.
Yeah, the Harrow hat, very odd thing, and get muck thrown at you by people who are coming past in cars.
Really?
Yeah, well, you know, because you just look like a walking knob. I mean, you know, you're kind of an easy target, aren't you? You kind of stick out like a sore thumb. We used to beg to be allowed to put on something like this, jeans and jackets, something that didn't... Basically, we would go down, in my day, it's probably all changed now, we'd go down, we called downtown, which, again, that incites some snobbery, I can tell you. But it is up on a hill, so you go down into town. Anyway, in town, you'd be at the cash machine, getting your thing out, getting your money out, and literally people would just chalk your blazer so that they'd know that you were somebody who was carrying cash. You're a little schoolboy with your uniform on. It was ridiculous. And a friend of mine did it, and he got mugged, and he went, "Oh, I'll see what I've got." He said, "Give me £20, £20. I want £20." He went, "I'm sorry, I've only got 50. Is that all right?" Typical Harrovian having £50 in his pocket. Yeah.
Have you heard that these fans are obsessed with you? Have you heard what they're called?
The Cumberbitches.
The Cumberbitches?
Yeah, which is worrying on a number of levels. I think it's set feminism back quite a few years, let alone... No, they're very loyal, very, unlike the name, sort of unspooky bunch of very nice girls who have written to me and said, "Look, we don't mean to scare you, we just like your work."
But have you seen the stuff that these Cumberbitches have put on Twitter? Throw your boobs in the air if you want some Cumber loving.
The nation has been told.
Yeah. I mean, and there's other things as well. It is bamboozling. Yeah. Consider cumbering my batch. That's actually like a post you get on the tube and in bus stops, isn't it? You know? What if anyone's like, gone, "Yes, I want my batch cumbering."
Well, there you go, yeah, exactly. That's an adverb.
Do you enjoy getting this kind of attention, or is it a little bit weird?
It's very weird, but it's very flattering, and it's come about because of a good reason. You know, I really enjoy playing Sherlock Holmes, and I can't wait to do it again. I will be shortly. So it was just, you know, it was a sort of... It was part and parcel. If you play an icon like that, you're going to come under the spotlight. But, yeah, you do get some weird things. I had a riding crop sent to me in the post, an Ann Summers riding crop. I mean, that appears... Well, yeah, but it appears in the beginning of the first episode. He's whipping a dead body to see what bruises form. And So that was a sort of witty way of doing it. But you do get some people. Somebody came up to me and said, "I want to thank you on the behalf of asexuals for what you're doing for us. Thank you." What, you mean me as Sherlock? Yeah. She went, yes. I went, oh, all right, fine. But come again, and you know, he works a lot, so he doesn't get out much.
How did these, the Sherlock Holmes purists feel about you? You know, because you use GPS, you texted and everything. Did they get angry?
Well, no. I mean, I think all of the reactions have been, well, even though I wanted to hate it, I liked it because you were very loyal to the original books. There's loads to enjoy for fans of the books. Yeah. And at the same time, it makes utter sense to update him. He was always a modern man. He was always into the cutting edge of forensic science and inventions and figuring out gunpowder and footprints and fingerprints and cigarette ash. And so I think to bring him bang up to date made sense. He was a modern man in the book, so why not bringing him into our modern era?
Yeah, because when you first start watching, it's a bit weird to see this iconic detective, you know, doing these modern things. It's a bit like watching, like, Miss Marple in an internet cafe. Do you know what I mean? You know, it throws you.
I'd pay to see that, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, I will, yeah. I've noticed in the Sherlock Holmes that you film in Soho.
Yeah.
Trafalgar Square. I mean, that must be murder. You must get people coming up to you.
Actually, you get everybody just going, what the hell is this? What's going on? And you turn up, you do your scene, you do a rehearsal, and then you sort of look up and there are as many people as in this audience practically looking at you with their phones going... It's very weird. And sometimes you just have to let it go because it might be the best take, it might be the best camera movement or whatever else that's been considered. And if there's one guy in the background going... You know, you just have to let it go.
Really?
Yeah, you do. But there were about 3 or 4 girls who then decided to be part of it. So every time the camera was on a very long track and they could see us coming, they were nudging each other, and then they'd literally kind of get up and go follow me like this.
Oh, no.
Around the fountain. And it was like, oh, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to be cut together. Cut.
Let's take a look at you in action as Sherlock Holmes.
Professional person going by her clothes and guessing something in the media, going by the frankly alarming shade of pink. Travelled from Cardiff today, intending to stay in London for one night. It's obvious from the size of her suitcase.
Suitcase?
Suitcase, yes. She's been married for at least 10 years, but not happily. She's had a string of lovers, but none of them knew she was married.
Oh, for God's sake, if you're just making this up...
Her wedding ring, 10 years old at least. The rest of her jewellery's been regularly cleaned, but not her wedding ring. State of her marriage, right there. The inside of the ring is shinier than the outside. That means it's regularly removed. The only polishing it gets is when she works it off her finger. It's not for work. Look at her nails. She doesn't work with her hands. So what, or rather, who does she remove her rings for? Clearly not one lover. She'd never sustain the fiction of being single over that amount of time, so more likely a string of them. Simple.
It's brilliant.
The one thing I noticed about your Sherlock, he's very catty, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't suffer fools gladly. He's very sharp, really sharp.
No, but he's a bit bitchy. I mean, he slagged off that corpse's nail varnish. I mean, leave her alone. She's dead, the poor cow. Because I was always thinking, like, Sherlock would be a really crap friend to have, wouldn't he? Because he could just expose
destroy your
you,
self-confidence. You'd feel pretty sharp. Well, I think, you know, John Watson, that's one of the reasons he's such a hero, is he stays steadfast to him despite this very sort of sociopathic behaviour, you know. No, he's not an easy guy. I don't think you'd want to live with him. I think it would be pretty tricky to share a flat with him or have any kind of friendship with him.
Yeah, I was just thinking you'd probably say, oh, I can see by the slight incline in your left finger that you've been downloading porn. So when are we going to see Holmes on our screen again?
This autumn. Oh, right.
Yeah. Have you filmed them all yet?
No, God, no. I'm at the National Theatre at the moment doing Frankenstein with Danny Boyle. And then I start filming when that finishes in May.
Well, you're playing it with Johnny Lee Miller.
Yeah, we're playing both roles. We're both playing Dr. Victor Frankenstein and the creature, his creation. So we're alternating either day. One of us is playing the other part. So it's Danny Boyle as well, so it'll be a visual and oral feast. Underworld are doing the music, which is really exciting, the soundscaping of it. How
are you going to play Frankenstein? Are you going to have, like, the bolt in the neck and be painted green?
The creature. I'm going to play Frankenstein much as I look at the moment. You mean the creature?
Yes, because it's called the creature. Frankenstein's
this is a modern... Yeah, but I keep doing it as well. Everyone makes that mistake. Yeah. But to answer you, no, none of that.
Well, I love you.
That'd be great to do it like that. Danny Boyle will be, like, rubbing his hands if you come on like that. Then pick up a kitten and go... They do that, don't they?
Danny, if you're watching, we're going to have to cut that bit now. He's giving it away.
Danny Boyle's great and everything.
He's fantastic. He's such a... he's a life force, Danny. He's just like a That was my little impression of him. Sorry, that was really bad. But he's like, oh, come on, oh. He's just a very... Is that funny? He's trying to rehearsal.
Oh, he makes a good creature. Is that the creature? No, it's Danny Boyle. Hello.
He's one of the most articulate men you could meet. And I'm going, oh, there's no pressure. I've got to work on that one, I think.
Frankenstein sounds amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I look forward to Sherlock coming back in the autumn.
In the autumn.
Benedict Cumberbatch, everyone!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
After the break, James Corden, Kerry...